celebration yake anasema I am here like
exactly.
Showing myself like I am made for this, and ukiangalia that celebration inakuonyesha this team is hungry for the title. It's ready. So I can say FC Leopards iko in that position. We can say FC Leopards
is in a position to win the league, but you see personally I feel like let us wait for Gor Mahia and Police FC that already they are back because they have lost the chance in their respective competitions, the CAF Confederations Cup and the CAF Championship. So they are coming back home. So let us see what they do, how they perform, and we'll be talking more about it now. That is FC Leopards for you. Like I said, they won against Bidco United, a goal to nil, a goal that was scored by Sydney Lokale, assisted by Sichenje, Ronald Sichenje. You know, Ronald Sichenje is a brother to Colin Sichenje, who plays for the Harambee Stars, and also in a team, I think it's in Sweden, I think so. They are brothers. He's the older brother to Colin Sichenje. So it's amazing to see that also a footballing family that dominates is seen in this Kenya. So it's amazing to see that. Now, another game I would like to ask to point out is Posta Rangers against KCB, whereby KCB won 3-0. You know, why am I touching on to this game? Because Posta Rangers are one of the teams that performed so well last season.
True.
So well, and right now last week Posta Rangers I think won against FC Leopards. They're the team that beat FC Leopards.
Yes, it
Posta Rangers.
Posta Rangers.
But now we see KCB coming in and beating them 3-0. What does it tell you about this game, especially on Posta Rangers side? Because these mixed reactions of performances, you know, you don't expect that after beating FC Leopards, one of the big wins in the Kenyan Premier League, and then losing to KCB. What does that tell you about Posta Rangers?
Okay. Me, what I can say about Posta Rangers, if you look at last season, because I'll be referencing a lot with last season and this season.
Yeah.
Unapata ni one of those teams zenye they'll have good games, they'll play well, and then another time they don't play well. With last season, unangalia they started the season wakiwa number 1.
Exactly.
Of course, Gor Mahia came and wakawapea pressure, which made them wakaenda chini kidogo, but they had good performances, and sasa ukiangalia hii performance ya leo. Okay, I can't overrate Posta Rangers walishinda FC Leopards, which was a huge win for them, but now losing tena to KCB FC, and KCB even wako number 1 sahi, ndo wameshikilia hiyo spot, and you can't mimi naweza sema maybe it was a huge result for KCB, yeah, other than Posta Rangers, because for both, because Posta Rangers walikuwa na hiyo uwezo wa kushinda, because they could have capitalized from the last performance, but sasa ukiangalia tena KCB sasa wamechukua hiyo win, na ukiangalia sahi the current standings right now, KCB ndo wamechukua hiyo number 1 spot. So I think it was more for KCB to win that game, but Posta Rangers could have done better.
I want us to talk briefly about KCB, because we are making a lot of references to last season because we are still in the early stages of the league this season. We are on the 3rd game, so it's still early, so we can make it makes a good point to refer to the last season's performances. Now, I want us to talk about KCB now. They lost their coach at the end of last season, who went to Gor Mahia. That is Zico, and they started to perform poorly from then. They just a very poor performances at the end of the league, and now seeing them now coming back here in this beginning of this season, and now they're performing so well, it shows that there's a growth on the previous performances. You know, losing a high performance, a high-rated coach like Zico, to a team like KCB who had done so well under Zico, now getting in a new coach who comes in now. This season they've started so well. So what can tell you about the projection of this team? Like, what does it tell us that do KCB are they able to regain that form that they had under Zico, or do you think it's just a phase that they have been doing? Because we have seen it so much with the KPL teams or the FKF Premier League teams, whereby a team will start so well, then at the final stretch you see Gor Mahia coming in and leapfrogging them now to the title. What do you think about a team like KCB now here?
All I can say, mimi naweza sema it's still the start of the season, venye umesema, but we can notice progress. Ukiangalia like it's 2 wins and they have not lost. It's 2 wins and 1 draw, in the 3 games that they have played. So Kenya unaweza sema ni hapo you can see there's progress, but it's still early to judge because it's the early stages of the league. But ukiangalia now referencing with last season, the problems that they had, the wrangles, losing a top quality manager to a rival, na tena sasa unaona hizo mashida sasa zinawapata yani after losing that coach. Unaweza sema they struggled really a lot, and tuliongelea mambo ya like KCB, they have a lot of resources, like they could have done something last season because they are a capable team. But now ukiangalia sasa hivi venye wameanza, I think unaweza sema there's progress that is seen from last season coming into this season. Though it's still early to judge, there's progress because they haven't lost a game. So naweza sema tu they can continue. Okay, I can't judge because it's early still, and when you umesema sijui kama KCB ni zile teams zenyewe mnaweza anza vizuri and then mnaenda chini. Tuliona tu la season na Posta Rangers walianza vizuri, wamekuwa number 1 and then Gor Mahia just came
and leapfrogged them. So you can't know. So it's up to us to see Gor Mahia wakianza, Police FC wakianza, and then tuone the amount of games zenye wamecheza wote. Now that will tell if they are capable to be in that position. Kama wako sawa ama bado there are still room for improvement. Let's talk about Tusker FC right now because they drew against Kakamega Homeboys in a 2-2 win draw. Tusker FC is one of the teams also that lost a coach at the end of the season, Matano, who went now to Sofapaka. You know, they have a new coach for Tusker, and we saw them, they won last week, and we talked about them trying to formulate to reciprocate the form that they had under Coach Matano as much as it was hard. And one of the teams that they defeated was Sofapaka, their former coaches, in the first game. Now, here this past weekend, they drew against Kakamega Homeboys in a 2-2 all draw. Tusker is one of the teams that we expect them to be to try to bring competition to Gor Mahia. It's one of the teams that we want to see them at the top, that we expect them to be at the top, fighting for the title. You know, we've seen them in the recent past, whereby they were giving Gor Mahia a run for their money, despite the fact that Gor Mahia would most of the times leapfrog them and clinch the title. But still, Tusker is one of the teams that has broken that barrier with Gor Mahia winning straightforward titles. You know, managing a draw at this juncture against Kakamega Homeboys, bearing in fact that Gor Mahia will be coming back now to start the league officially now, and this one team that will be giving every other team in this league a run for their money. What does that tell you about Tusker? Because this is the time that they should be capitalizing on winning every game right now. Yes,
they should capitalize on winning every game before unajua this is the time Gor Mahia wajaanza like vizuri. Now wangesema unaona like a team like FC Leopards, a team like Tusker FC, you can put maybe those other teams kina Bandari
of course,
and those heavyweights kina Kakamega Homeboys, Kariobangi Sharks. Like this is the time yenye like bado the holders, the league holders, title league holders, hawajaanza season. So you can say let's capitalize on these games. We should win all our games. Ndio sasa ipe Gor Mahia, because now Gor Mahia will have zile game in hands with Police FC, of course. Now pressure will be on Gor Mahia so that they should win those games in order to be in that top spot. So now like a team like Tusker FC, mimi naweza sema ni hawajakuwa na nini consistency based performance because unapata they have won one, drawn one and lost one. So hakuna that clear performance ile yenye you can't predict in short. You can't predict if they will win the next game, or they'll draw, or they'll lose. And hapo ndo naweza sema they are failing on that, because this is the time you have to capitalize and win those games in order to be in that top spot. So I think Tusker FC they are not capitalizing on that chance. And naweza sema hii ni ile season nyingine yenye they can maybe as well struggle, but it's early. It's early to judge, but they should have won, even if they are a strong team. They should have won on all games. Ukiangalia pia signings zenye wamefanya, they should have a winning streak. That's all I can say.
That is Manu on his right, on his strong right foot there, bringing the analysis about everything Kenya Premier League. And it's amazing, and I'm loving it because he's touching on everything, literally everything that you need to know. I want us to finish up with a certain team here, Shabana FC, because one of the teams that I feel like we should talk about them. Exactly. Because in the last seasons they didn't perform so well. They are one of the teams that they were fighting for relegation during the last stretches of the league, and they qualified by a whisker.
Yes.
They were almost going to the relegation, and right now I see them. They managed a draw against Ulinzi Stars away though, yes, and these are games that they were winning. They were ahead, but now Ulinzi Stars now equalized to come up without
in the dying
minutes, of course, of the game. Yeah. And I want us to talk. This game I want to talk it on two fronts. One, the draw. Then second one, after the game, the Shabana fans vandalized the Kenya Police, that stadium. They destroyed the seats and everything. I want us to talk on both ends. And I want Rodney to talk about the vandalization, and I want to talk about the performances, okay? So let us start with the performances. Now, what do you think about Shabana this season?
I can say they're in a good place, as in ile team yenye ulisema they should not awafai kukua in ile place ya chini. Unajua last season ndo tulisema ati walikuwa even on the verge of relegation. Exactly. But now ukiona venye wameanza, and particularly in this game, this draw yenye walikuwa nayo, naweza sema they really showed themselves. Even if they conceded, I can say okay, they're strong on set pieces, and I'll talk about this man, Matthew Tigisi. He really is really strong in the air. He's the one who scored both goals. And ukiona like how the atmosphere changed. And venye tunasema Shabana FC ni ile team yenye it has a strong fan base. Ni ile fan base yenye like venye Shabana FC ilikuwa promoted into the top flight. Yeah. Mafans walisema we are behind this team. In ile team yenye now they should prove us now that they are strong. They have a strong fan base. They play well. And ukiangalia hiyo game yenye wali draw, mimi naweza sema they're in a good place, considering now walikuwa ahead. Maybe they didn't hold up for that win because of a lot of pia Ulinzi Stars walikuwa na pressure in the dying seconds, and of course Ulinzi Stars equalized. So all I can say about Shabana, naweza sema I don't think that they'll be in that bottom spot again, because now they have a point to prove. They have a point to prove. So and they'll do all it takes. Exactly.
Yeah. And just to add up on the positives about Shabana FC, they have one of the best sponsors the league can ever have in SportPesa. They have the best coach in Pamzo. So they don't have a problem financially right now. You can't speak about financial problems. They have one of the best coaches around in this country. So we expect Shabana to be one of the teams that are contesting for the league this season. So I hope to see them progress, because I will never in a middle world, and I keep saying this all over and over again from last season, I will never want to live in a world where Shabana goes back to relegation. Yeah. Because the vibrancy of their fans, the vibrance they bring to the league is so amazing. When you couple that with when you add to that the FC Leopards fan base, and to bring about the Gor Mahia fan base. Right now I see Tusker is rising up, and Kenya Police also is now gaining a lot of momentum in terms of fan base, or fans. Now that is what we want to see from the league, from the FKF Premier League. Fans turning out in large numbers to support their local league. And about fans turning up, before you go to Rodney, yesterday there was a game at Dandora Stadium. I was around there. It was a game against Mathare United against this team. It was not not Sofapaka. I think it was this team. Mathare United. Yes, Sofapaka. Yeah. True. Now before that there was a game between this game here. When Peter Kidogo, Kariobangi Sharks against Murang'a Seals. That was the game that was played at Dandora Stadium. I was there. I was around there. And whereby Kariobangi Sharks won by 3-0. And that game was free. The entry was free. And I'm happy because many people turned up. I know my uncle, one of my uncles, Uncle Juma, I know you're watching. He was in that match. He called me and told me that he was going for the match, and I was so happy because at least I'm getting. You are sure that somebody is watching, and there was a very good turn up. I don't know because it was free or because people just love football, but it was amazing to see that people were turning up. I saw people from my neighborhood going to that match because maybe it was free. I'm not saying I'm saying the door. I'm just saying from that area, and I was around that place. So it was amazing to see that. But because it was free. I don't know why they decided to. It was a free entry game. It was an amazing game. And now Kariobangi Sharks, I I feel they were the home team. Because Kariobangi Sharks, they are the closest to Dandora. So I believe that one should be their home ground, because now a team from Dandora is not yet in the Premier League. So Kariobangi Sharks are the closest to Dandora Stadium. So I hope that is their home ground. Now, they won 3 goals. I don't want to talk about that. I just want us to go straight to Rodney about what is this issue with fans vandalizing stadiums after a disappointing performance? What is wrong with our fans?
I really don't understand, but it's a bit unfortunate to see such kind of scenes. We remember, I think, during the Mashamiji derby.
Sometimes back,
the years back, we used to see such kind of scenes. And right now with Shabana, this is like the second time, if I'm not wrong, they're doing the same thing. They vandalized a bus in like March.
True,
And these are the things we really don't want to see in Kenyan football, because it kind of brings our league a bit. It
kills the image of our league.
Yeah,
exactly.
It destroys our image, and it's very unfortunate. I'm seeing that they were saying it's because of unfair officiating, but then again, it's football at the end of the day.
And there are proper channels to vent out your anger when it comes to matches. And if you feel like there was something unfair about the officiating or anything, there are right channels to present your grievances. And exactly, sorry for cutting you short.
At the end of the day, it's a competition, and the two teams did what they did at the pitch. And, you know, you take the result and you accept it as it is. It does not justify you breaking seats or beating up people. They beat up a police officer. And it's very unfortunate. And I think maybe it might be time to start, you know, introducing stricter measures either in terms of charging the clubs or you know, to kind of curb whatever is happening.
And I think, whatever Ronnie is saying is true, because first thing, it kills the image of our football. Second thing, it scares away other fans who are maybe who are willing to come maybe the next games, because safety is a very important issue, a factor when it comes to matches, you know, because some people go to these matches with their families. And I think that's the reason why yesterday in the game that I was telling you about, in the game Kariobangi Sharks against Murang'a Seals, I saw army officers coming. They were brought in with the lorry, and I thought maybe it was a military problem. So we don't need to see that in our pitches. Maybe it scares away the fans. So please, if you're a fan out there, I believe you're a fan out there, because if you're watching this, you support football. Please let us be tolerant. Let us do the right things when it comes to. Let us present an image that is positive, even to the because we're crying every day. We're crying about there's poor turnout of fans in our stadiums. There are no sponsors in our league, but such things, they drive away sponsors and fans that at large. So please let us exercise tolerance when it comes to football. Let us understand this one is a competition game. There are good days, there are bad days. So let us learn to manage our expectations. Let us learn to manage our anger. And I hope the respective teams, or the teams in their leagues, they have forums whereby they speak to the fans on the importance of maintaining peace during matches, whether it's a disappointing match or a positive match. We need to see sanity in our football, and that starts from, as much as we can blame the organizers and the FKF, but still it comes down to us as fans. Let us exercise, let us be level-minded. Let us love one another enough to know to respect an outcome of a match, whether we like it or not. Let us also respect the fact that this football infrastructure, in fact, in our country, we have very minimal infrastructure. There are not so many grounds that are eligible to play a football match. The few that we have, let us make sure we take care of them, because I was watching a game yesterday, FC Leopards against because that pitch, it wasn't the best of pitches, if I would say that.
Actually, that brought a lot of talk, like the match conditions, the pitch conditions.
Exactly.
It was really poor, and I think I saw the highlights in the comment section.
Yeah.
People were saying like hii pitch ni aina gani, as in kwani walichezea wapi, Garissa ama unaona a lot of as in inaleta a lot of talks.
Exactly, and that's a very bad image.
It's a very bad image.
Exactly.
And I think even if it was the government, the federation, the high people in that federation, wanapoangalia pia our sporting image inatokea. So I think when kitu inafaa ikuwe brought up sana hiyo pitch conditions, it should be ni kitu inafaa ikuwe addressed.
Exactly. Now this is our plea to the fans now. Let us try to make sure we maintain the lesser number of pitches we have that are capable of holding a match. Let us make sure we maintain them, and leave them at a good condition, even better than we found them, okay? Please, a plea to every fan out there, every football fan, every football lover fan out there, please. Let us exercise patience. Let us exercise calm whenever we are at a football match. As much as we understand that maybe in this competition, maybe things might get heated, but let us make sure that we maintain calmness whenever, wherever, and that will be all, and that will be good, okay? So thank you so much. And that was it for the home analysis about every match that happened during the weekend, and I'll be talking about the table later on. Let me talk about the table, of course, right now. I feel like I should talk about it right now if I have. I still don't have it. Anybody with the table right now? How it stands? I think mine has just jumped. Imeruka kidogo.
Yes, the table is displayed on the screen.
Oh, now we have the table on the screen. My eyes have.
Okay.
I can see from there.
So there are the table standings for those who are watching. We have KCBFC at number 1 with 7 points. Kariobangi Sharks following them, still tying at 7 points, number 2. Then FC Leopards, number 3 with 6 points. Mara Sugar, Bandari FC, and like the table goes on, and you can see even down there we have Sofapaka FC, Nairobi City Stars, and Ulinzi Stars. The bottom 3. Okay, I'm not putting Gor Mahia and Police FC because they haven't played a match, but now when they start playing, now the table will start shaping up, and we'll see how the table is shaping up, and tutaona sasa venye kama Gor Mahia sasa wataanza kuweka pressure at the top. Police FC tumeongelelea sana venye wamekuwa brilliant recently, venye wamekuwa qualified for the first CAF Confederation Championship, and it's very exciting to see these coming days how the table will shape up. So there are the table standings for the FKF Premier League.
Yeah, thank you so much, Manu, for that. Thank you so much for that. Now, I just want to encourage also that everybody who's watching, please comment there on our social media. We are live on our Facebook page, that is EBN TV. We are live on YouTube, and also if you need a link, just inbox me or just text there. We can send you a link so that you can spread to your friends and everyone, so that we can have a very large number part of this show. And also, I want us to go for a very short break, and when we come back, we'll be now traveling. We'll be tackling. We'll go to Europe now straight to tackle the matches that happened during the weekend and everything, including even the Champions League that happened last week. So we'll be talking about. But briefly, when we come back, I think we'll be talking about Gor Mahia and Police FC, about their confederations and CAF Championship. Briefly, though, when we come back. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Thank you so much.
You've seen them on TV.
Nakushukuru Mungu wangu kwa kunifikisha hapa.
But do you know their stories? Come with me.
If people look at me,
yes,
even before they hear me, will they see Jesus?
Wezi ambia watu mimi am a worshiper, na wakati you are worshiping people can't encounter God.
Ukisoma hiyo inabidi sana katika ile maisha yako, hata kama kwamba hauimbi.
Join me, Teddy Psalmist, Mwana wa Ngolo Mosio,
and DJ Show
every Tuesday and Thursday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. only on EBN TV.
You are watching EBN TV, transforming your world.
Thank you and welcome back. And thank you to everyone who has been watching us, who has been following, and everyone who is sending in their messages. I'll be reading them right now. I have two. Thank you so much from Facebook. I have Frederick Gichimu says he's tuned in 100%. Fire emoji. Thank you so much, Frederick. We have Ojambo Franklin Peter saying, "Sisi kama Chelsea tuna watch." Thank you so much, Chelsea. The Chelsea Brigade. I call them the Blue Band.
Anyway, kama hata kama hakuna msee wa Chelsea hapa kwa represent, Chelsea ana represent Chelsea in the situation.
Just to say, to send my sorries, because Teddy was supposed to come, a Chelsea enthusiast, but he was not able because of unavoidable circumstances. I don't know what that means. What does it ever mean about unavoidable circumstances? I don't know.
Hata mimi, I don't even know those unavoidable circumstances.
Yeah, so Teddy was not able to turn up, but hopefully next week we'll be having either him or Cynthia. So I hope wherever you are watching, Cynthia and Teddy, thank you so much, because I believe that I know they're tuning in. So be blessed, and I hope you are safe. And let's now go straight now to the CAF and the Confederations leagues that were happening this week, especially to our two teams that were representing our country here. We have Gor Mahia and the Police FC. Now let us start from Gor Mahia. Manu, tell us about something about what happened to Gor Mahia.
Well, I don't know what to say, because we said in the past episode, we said that it will be very difficult for Gor Mahia now to get past Al Ahly, because we were at home the first leg. They gave us a heavy beating. That's 3-0. We lost, and we talked here and we said, wow, now going to the other side, it will be very difficult, because we know how vibrant their fans are, Al Ahly, and how difficult it will be. But we gave ourselves, we said we'll support Gor Mahia. It's our team.
Exactly.
It's a Kenyan side that we are behind. And now going into that other side, they gave us another 3-0. They thrashed us, and ilikuwa difficult sana. As in, naweza sema, I can't say, when nikisema I saw it coming, it will be harsh. But now, ukiangalia the circumstances and the situation venye ilikuwa, we said it on the show that it will be hard. I don't know how they lost it, because tulijua tu vizuri Al Ahly watadominate. Nilikuwa nasikia kuna certain setbacks in Gor Mahia team, some certain news that I'm seeing here that it is I don't know who had a fallout to the coach, and I don't know. So I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's somehow ilichangia kwa game, and because now Al Ahly will win, and it's a heavy loss, and now they come back to the FKF, they start the season, and now I hope it will not affect their season, because that was it's a heavy loss. Nizile heavy loss to take, and they have to recover from that, because that was a heavy loss. How will they recover? They have to start afresh now now you have the FKF Premier League. You're starting afresh. That's history now. It's the past. They don't have to come back from that. Equal setback in them. So it was a heavy thrashing, and we'll see what will be entailed in Gor Mahia. Those news about the setbacks, I'm not sure, but I was reading from a certain article that it could have been, it may contribute, but we will confirm about it when the shows.
We will confirm about it. Okay, thank you so much. We'll confirm, then we'll be bringing you the news about everything. Thank you so much, Manu. Now, Rodney, let's touch a little bit on Police FC against Zamalek. What happened?
The last time we were here, we were a bit hopeful that Police FC would have done something to come back, considering that it was only a very slim,
defeat.
Difference. It was a 1-0 defeat against Zamalek. However, whatever happened. They were unable to capitalize on their opportunities, and Zamalek scored the first goal, putting them up 2-0. And again, another mistake happened, and they went up to 3-0. Our Kenyan side managed to get a goal, but unfortunately they weren't able to come back and actually, either win the game and qualify. But we had a feeling that the game would be a bit tough, considering that they were going to play outside
the country. Yeah, true.
Yeah. So now that they are coming back into the FKF, hopefully they've learned something and they'll come back and put up a bit of a fight in the Premier League, in the FKF Premier League. So, yeah.
Yes, and one thing I can say about everything that happened between these two teams, I think Police FC did better. Did better because during the, like we said last week, Zamalek is a team that is so much used to these competitions. This was the first time for Police FC, and now managing to at least score a single goal to leave a mark on that particular competition is a good thing for them, as much as we didn't progress to the next level. Funny enough, the Tanzanian teams, both Tanzanian teams, Simba and Yanga, they progressed to the next level. That shows the level of our league. But we're not going to dwell on that because everybody's speaking about that. But now, kudos to both of the teams. Thank you for representing us. And we believe that there was enough lessons learned from there, and they can be brought to the league. And maybe next time we can do better in such competitions. Now, let us jump ship now to Europe now, straight to Europe. And I want us to start from Germany because I feel like there's something to talk about in the German Bundesliga. Because I'm seeing some things happening and I'm astonished about them. Let's start with Bayern Munich right now. What has company done with Bayern Munich at this moment that you can speak about it?
I think, company coming in into that team, Germany is already a strong team already. So company coming in is just
Bayern Munich.
Yeah, coming into Bayern Munich, he's adding those his tactics, his fluidity with the ball. Because if you look at how Bayern Munich play with the ball, they are very fluid. They are very dominant with the ball. And if you talk about the squad is stacked. It is a big squad. They have bench. They have a bench, a strong bench as well. So if you look at Bayern Munich and at the addition of Michael Olise, Olise is very brilliant. Specifically in yesterday's in that game, Bayern Munich versus Werder Bremen, it shows how brilliant Michael Olise is, and he scored 2 goals and assisted 2 goals, which shows how he was influential in the game, and he showed a lot of character and of course he was subbed off. Unajua sasa ukiangalia
Safan wants to talk to us here about the show. So I would like us to talk about to them. Okay, so habari yako msikilizaji wangu? Habari ya siku ya leo? Asante sana. Where are you watching us from?
From Kenya, Nairobi. Yes, I like the show.
Thank you so much.
I want to talk on Kenya Premier.
Okay, thank you so much. Welcome.
And also on the Kenya team participating in Confederation and Champions League. So let me start with Kenya Premier. I think it is a disgrace to Kenya football. From the management, from the government. Because actually we don't know where the original trust went. After Gor Mahia won the last season, they are Premier League. We saw something different. So it is a disgrace, and they come in KKM should consider something. On Gor Mahia and Kenya Police. First, congratulations to Kenya Police. I am a fan of Kenya Police. Yes, so it was our first time to in Confederation. We did our best.
Exactly.
So what we need to do is to invest in common players. When you look, you have said about Yanga and Simba. Heavily invested in their squad.
Very true.
Because if you look at a team like Yanga, for example, Yanga, their goalkeeper is from, we saw him the other day, AFCON, you have Napacom, you have Adiki.
True.
So, in our Premier League, sana sana hizi timu zinacheza kwa continental matches.
Yeah.
They can't take this. Hapo hakuna another option.
Yeah.
So kwa Gor Mahia, I know pia Gor Mahia na polisi wote walipata na champions.
Yeah.
Last year El Ahly won the Champions League.
True.
Na kama like kwa federation. But to next kusema tutaona champions. No, we should do something like Yanga.
True. Very true.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Pamoja.
And keep watching.
Thank you.
We have a nice afternoon. Yes, thank you so much. So that was one of our fans there who has been watching us, and thank you so much. Yes, you can bring in, you can call right now. So that we can speak to you directly right here. So thank you so much, and God bless you so much. Now, and also you can go onto like I said, go to our social media pages. We are live on Facebook, live on YouTube at EBN TV, and you'll get us there. Drop your comment from there, and I will surely read it as the show goes on. Now. That's one of the fans who has like literally expounded everything that has been happening from in as far as the African Champions League and the Confederations Cup happened this week. Thank you so much. Now, where were we, Manu?
Actually, that call has cutted me. As in, whatever is a call, your number in a scroll up
exactly
down the screen. And okay, I was talking about Bayern Munich, Bayern Munich versus Werder Bremen, which ended Bayern Munich scoring 5 goals against Werder Bremen, and that game was very it was very one-sided. I can say that because okay, as far as what I saw the highlights, it was very one-sided. Bayern were very dominant. It was a very one-sided. I was talking about Michael Olise before the call came in, and Olise has been very brilliant. He has ameingia kwa hiyo team like unajua lazima ukuwe na ile time ya ku fit in into the system, fit into the league, get used to the pace of the Bundesliga. And Michael Olise has been in the Premier League, so he has adapted to that pace football. So Bundesliga, with how we know it, is not that pace, as in it's very different from the Premier League. True. So when Olise amekuwa brought into in the German team, that Bayern Munich, he has really fit well. I was talking about the goal contributions that he had, 2 goals and 2 assists from that game, and that team as a whole, what Vincent Kompany is doing is remarkable, and I can't wait. This title race, like his season, it will be one to watch, because tukiangalia last season Bayern Munich weren't at their best.
Exactly.
And right now ukiangalia Bayern Munich now are very dominant in the ball. They're at their best. On the other side with Leverkusen, they are not going down.
Exactly.
They are not. Unajua sasa ndio the holders of the Bundesliga title. So they are not going down. It will be very entertaining to watch Bundesliga. Unajua Bundesliga watu wengi watchingi. But this one, I tell you, it will be very entertaining. And Bayern Munich, of course, what Vincent Kompany is doing is very remarkable, and can't wait to see what is entailed in the next matches coming. So,
and there's one thing I can talk about the German Bundesliga. I think Leverkusen winning the Bundesliga last season, it woke up Bayern Munich. It woke up the animal in Bayern Munich, and you are seeing it from this season, whereby they are not scoring less than 5 goals in a particular game. So it's very amazing. But like you said, Bayer Leverkusen is not relenting either.
Yes.
It is as much as it is putting up a good fight, right? Like if you look at this weekend, was it yesterday or Saturday? The game against Nanim. It was against
Leverkusen.
Yeah.
Against Wolfsburg.
Wolfsburg, yeah. And if you look at the scoreline, it shows you that this is a team that wants to fight. This is a team that wants to maintain that their form for last season, as much as it's tough, but they still come out with the win. What are you going to say about Leverkusen?
For Leverkusen, we saw them going unbeaten last season,
exactly,
which is commendable on its own. And I thought they will build on that this season, but they've lost, I think, 1 game so far. But still, they still have a chance to put up a fight against Bayern Munich and, let's say, Dortmund. considering that Xavi is still there, he still has the potential to kind of either win the league this season or just be a contender, either in second or third place this season. And again, on Bayern Munich, it's quite commendable whatever company is doing over there. A lot of people were kind of questioning if he had the capability to manage a team the size of Bayern Munich, considering that he came from
Burnley.
Burnley did perform so well.
He's clearly doing a very, very good job. And even in the Premier League, we're seeing teams like Chelsea going to take managers from Championship.
True.
Maresca from Leicester.
Yeah.
And it's an indication that it doesn't really matter whichever team you're coaching, if you actually have, whatever tactics or your own coaching style, you can take it to another team and actually excel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that is very true. Now, where does this leave the Borussia Dortmund now on the title races?
Borussia Dortmund, all I can say, because it's very competitive. And we know how Borussia Dortmund, there were 2 seasons ago, I can say 2 seasons ago, they were very close to clinching the title, the Bundesliga title. They lost it on the last day. And I know that time Dortmund and Arsenal were being bantered all over the place. But what does that leave Dortmund? Where does it leave Dortmund? Dortmund, all I can say, they do not have consistent. They have lost a huge player like Marco Reus, who left last season. Of course, also having a new coach as well. So having a new coach, and I didn't know why they sacked that coach. I don't know if he was sacked or he left he left well, as in sijui kama alisakiwa ama alifutwa, but it really questioned like me, because that coach aliwafikisha the Champions League final and Dortmund were really remarkable. Lakini ukiangalia sai they lost heavily against Stuttgart. Okay, no disrespect, Stuttgart is also a strong team. That was a game whereby wangepima na nguvu, because Stuttgart has performed really well last season. They were the runners up for the league last season. So they really lost heavily, conceding 5 goals. That's 5 goals.
And sitting 8th on the table.
Yeah, they're now 8th on the table. Me Kenya naweza sema ni venye hawaja move on from what they have lost last season. Of course, Jadon Sancho pia ali impact venye alienda loan hapo. Sasa sasa hivi venye hayuko, and now adapting now to this new style of play with the new manager. Naweza sema is trying to catch up with the style of play with the team. Na unapata sasa yeye namweka kama setback because ame lose heavily to Stuttgart. It's something to be looked at, and I think they should work on it, because Dortmund is a team that should be challenging for the Bundesliga title. So I think Dortmund should do something about their performances and field decisions, as in the manager has to do a lot.
It becomes a shocker because this is a team that managed to reach the semis in the last Champions League, and that's quite a fall.
Actually, the finals.
Actually, the finals, exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's quite a fall when you see such a team and losing 5-1 by Stuttgart. It's quite disappointing for any Borussia Dortmund fan. But don't worry, we hope that they will rise up from that, because from the ashes.
But a huge shout out to Stuttgart. They were playing Real Madrid in the Champions League. They walieka Real Madrid to the test.
Exactly.
Of course, Real Madrid walishinda, but that first half, because I watched the first half, Stuttgart were really they were like walikuwa wana Liverpool, Real Madrid the game, as in wanapea game to Real Madrid, which was somewhat concerning to Real Madrid. Okay, Real Madrid, let me talk about the Champions League for a bit. I know we are coming.
In fact, that's where I was coming, because I just go in because that's what I was coming to right now.
Okay. So
let's talk about that particular game.
If I look at that game, I saw sijui kama ni Carvajal, ni kama alicheza show like a center back, or okay, it was somewhat concerning, and Lucas Vazquez was being brought in the right back. I didn't know what the the tactics or the style of play as far as defensive play is concerned. But if you look at how Stuttgart were taking the game to Real Madrid, it was really concerning for Real Madrid. Kuangalia the stature of Real Madrid, they are a strong team. They're a big team. So Real Madrid got away with that match, to be sure. And it's football. That's what people say. Squeezy, you dominate the game, but you don't win. So it's Real Madrid, of course, won that game. I think it was 3-1.
3-1,
yeah. So, and Nani scoring this young guy.
Hendrik.
Yeah, Hendrik. A superb
the star
goal.
for the future.
Yeah.
The star for now. The star for now, because I feel like that guy should be starting. I think his form right now is putting Rodrigo at a very thin place right now.
Exactly. Not only Rodrigo.
And I don't love Rodrigo. I don't know why is this happening.
Not only Rodrigo, like that front line as
exactly,
a whole.
yeah,
it's putting them pressure, and I think Hendricks. Nilikuwa naona hata some articles that hata hii game yenye walicheza, I think it was Espanyol, alikuwa aanze hiyo game. People were rooting for him to start because when he comes anacheza ile ball yenye he draws fouls, he's playing well, he's pacey, and he draws those fouls into the penalty area.
Yeah.
So he's good at that. So people are rooting for him to start, but we'll see. Hii kitu ya Real Madrid is very complicated. That front line, it's up to Carlo Ancelotti to decide.
Just to bring the right ones at the right, depending on the game.
Yeah.
Up to Ancelotti, because he has a team full of stars. Like literally anyone there is a star, can fit in any team in the world.
Exactly.
Literally. So that's a good thing for Real Madrid, a good thing for Brazil, and a good thing for Hendrik. I think marriage is a good thing because he's just coming from a wedding. He did a wedding.
At what age?
At age 19, right? And the wife is 21 years old. So yeah, marriage is a good thing. Age is just a number. Now, talking about numbers, Arsenal did not register a good performance in the Champions League last week. And I want Rodney to touch on that. Then you'll finish up on that because I believe you have to say something about it because I'm an Arsenal fan. So Rodney, Arsenal in Atlanta.
A very good competition. You know, it was a bit end to end, but clearly Arsenal was suffering from losing Odegaard, and it's who is a very instrumental player in their attacking play.
Yeah.
So you could see them kind of sitting back. Only Saka and Martinelli were a bit instrumental in the attack, but they really didn't have the presence as much, and. At least they got a point. They didn't lose the game, but they could have. Apart from Raya saving a penalty, which kind of rescued them. But I'm curious to see how they're going to perform in their next fixtures. But eventually Odegaard will come back, and they might find their form moving onwards.
Yeah. Are we calling Arsenal a one-man team? Because right now everybody's still talking about Odegaard missing from the squad, and now it's bringing problems. So is Arsenal a one-man team, an Odegaard team?
No, not like a one. It's not exactly a one-man team because ule mwenye unasema is like the spine, as in when he goes injured, when he's out on the team, he'll somehow affect. It's like Declan Rice losing when he was not there the derby. Kuna venye ilikuwa influential. Ni wale players wenye wakitoka kwa squad wakiwa injured, it's somehow doubtful kama unajua kama watashinda. Martin Odegaard is very influential in that attacking area. He's very creative. Kuna venye tu he does those creative passes, zile zenye you don't know where they come from. So losing that guy from injury it's very critical, and I can't say it's a one man team because Arsenal is a pretty strong team, but I can say defensively we have the best defense in Europe. I can say in Europe exactly.
The guy has to brag, but it's true though.
It's not that I'm bragging. I'm saying the way it is. one of the best. Last week nisema if not the best, it's one of the best. But now me naweza sema it's the best defense. The best, we have the best defense in the league. Acha ni frame hivyo, but now losing Martin Odegaard, of course Merino is out. He hasn't played a game. Calafiori came in, of course, in the Man City game, but he also came in at that Atalanta game. But we can't hatuwezi overlook Atalanta. Atalanta is a strong team.
Very strong.
We are talking about a team that won the Europa League. It beat Liverpool in that Europa League last season, and they are coming in this season. They are coming in very strong. So it wasn't an easy game. It was a tough game, and Champions League, it's a different. It's not like the Premier League when you're inakuanga very pacey, and how referees somehow change the game and all that.
We'll touch on that. We'll be coming to that. We'll be coming to that.
Champions League, it's a different style of play. You are playing against a team playing in the Serie A. You are playing against a team playing in the La Liga. So it's a different style, a different system. So it was pretty tough, but I'll take a draw. For me, I'll take a draw from Atalanta. Very tough, but a draw, it's it. Yeah.
A draw it is, and one thing about that particular game, I have had some banters coming in from that game that a team in the Champions League played on a Thursday, and a team that plays in the Europa, and for this time Carabao played on a Tuesday. So it was something is happening. Anyway, forget that.
Match scheduling, inafaa iangaliwe. Hiyo match scheduling. Manze inafaa iangaliwe. Hiyo match scheduling, like Man City walicheza weno na City walicheza Thursday na hatukuwa na time ya, as in Man City had a lot of time to recover. Whereas Arsenal didn't. So wanafaa angalia hiyo match scheduling manze.
But why though? Why will a team, why would Carabao be played on a Tuesday and a Champions League game be played on a Thursday? Shows you who's bigger. Now, forget that. Let us talk about Liverpool. Sorry, Barcelona in the Champions League right now.
Barcelona played against Monaco and they lost 2-1, which is a bit shocking. I did not expect them to lose, but they kind of suffered a setback considering that Olmo got injured in La Liga. So again, it was shocking, not really expected, but I'm sure they can bounce back considering the form that they have in La Liga. Going forwards, they can very easily bounce back and come back to win the future games. Yeah.
And I want us to go to La Liga right now because I feel like time is not on our side.
In the La Liga, nilikuwa nataka kusema about that game ya Monaco. They got a red card. Eric Garcia got a red card. They conceded first. Monaco scored first, and I think that red card iliwa disorient. Tumejua Barcelona say wako in form na wame bounce back to that which we are getting to it.
Just go straight to it now.
Okay, so they lost. Okay, they lost that game to Champions League, but walisema let's give Hansi Flick time because the form that he is in the La Liga, this guy knows what he's doing, and they suffered a setback in that Champions League, but they bounced back very well the weekend, scoring 5 goals. They also scored 5 goals. Beating Villarreal. Villarreal is also a strong team, but now tumejua Hansi Flick na that goal difference. Goal difference yake inakuanga bigi sana.
Exactly. Right from Bayern Munich did this time.
We knew from Bayern Munich 8-2, the famous 8-2. So Barcelona dominated that game versus Villarreal. Of course, another thing we're talking about, Ter Stegen got injured, and it looks to be a very bad injury. Ian is a setback somehow because Ter Stegen is a very integral part of that team. Na he also anafanyanga saves fiti sana, anapeana saves poor, but now losing him, it's quite a setback, but they dominated the game. Lewandowski back in the scoring sheet, scoring a brace. Rafinha scoring a brace as well. Yamal playing very brilliantly. As in Yamal is a player to watch.
That is a star.
He's a star in the
and he got a lot from Cristiano Ronaldo in the past week, and it shows that the level of that young man, the level of football is playing. Right?
And he hasn't he hasn't hit 20 years.
He's only 17, right?
He's only 17. And as in, he hasn't reached his peak.
Exactly. He's still in his infancy, in fact.
Yes.
And I hope this is not a case of the other guy, Ansu Fati. I hope it doesn't turn out like that.
Yeah, true.
Quite a talent. And
I don't think it will turn out. Ansu Fati, I think, had injury issues. But I think they're protecting him. I don't... Sidhani kama namaliza games. Kuna venye wana protect. I mean, he's still young and injuries are very... as in, the games are coming in thick and fast, and they are protecting him. They have a good squad. Rafinha also scoring a brace. That's a huge shout out for him. And also, as in Barcelona as a whole, I think they're in a good place right now. Hansi Flick, what he's doing, he's in a good place. And even if they lost in the Champions League, they know. Unajua sasa Champions League ni league phase. So hakuna hiyo pressure ya game moja. So I think Barcelona are doing well right now.
And just to mention something, I know Jack, you're watching and you told me to make sure nikutaje kwa Barcelona because it's a very huge Barcelona and an Arsenal fan. I know.
Yes.
I think I've done that justice. So thank you so much for that. Now, Rodney, well, talking about Barcelona's form, and Manu has touched on that, and them having lost La Liga last season, do you think, like, from the projection of everything, Real Madrid and what the other team is called?
Atletico
Madrid and the other one.
We have
Girona now. That's the team I was looking for. Do you think Barcelona stand a chance to winning now, to clinching the La Liga this time? Because they're in a very good form when it comes to La Liga right now. Let's forget the fact that they lost to Monaco in the Champions League. Let us talk about the Liga now. Very good form. And the truth is, Real are struggling in the La Liga.
Exactly.
As much as they're winning Brazil with struggles, there's a certain game they won on penalties, both goals, and almost 3 penalties, right? In a single game. So they're struggling to score goals from an open play. Now, what are Barcelona able to clinch now the La Liga now?
I genuinely feel like they have a chance to actually win the La Liga this season, because if you look at their performances, they're averaging 4 to 5 goals per game.
Exactly.
And obviously that's boosting their goal difference. So if it comes down to goal difference, they can easily beat Real Madrid. And then if you look at their squad, they're achieving these kind of performances without the likes of Frankie de Jong, Akina Araujo, Akina Gavi. So once they come in, they can very easily, pick up from where the rest of the team is at the moment. So
it's a good thing, because Barcelona is building a team for the future. If you look at this at the Barcelona team, most of them are very young men. These are people who will be playing for the next 10 years. No, are we going back now? Are we looking at Barcelona, the 2010 Barcelona?
I think they're trying that. For me, I can see that because Pedri, Gavi, Yamal, they tried it even like not leaving out Ansu Fati and like the La Masia graduates. So I think they are going back to that. And even the defense, I don't know which defender. I don't sijaget jina yake vizuri, but he's also from the La Masia. So I think they are doing, and Hansi Flick is doing very well with that, using the youngsters. And also protecting them from injuries. I know mimi ninajua our players when wako injured, wakirudi Gavi, Pedri, Frankie de Jong, Araujo, when they come back, that team will be very strong, and I can see them. They of course they'll be challenging for the La Liga title.
And we can call this a blessing in disguise, because in the recent times you have seen Barcelona has been having a struggle financially, and now going back to trusting the academy graduates is a good thing, because this is what Barcelona is known for. This is what La Masia is known for, bringing out amazing talents from the academy to the first team. Because sometimes back Barcelona had jumped into now signing good big players now from other teams. We've had the likes of Lewandowski's, we have the likes of Depay.
When you go back, Kina
Coutinho now selling, exactly. They bring them for big money, and they had the academy now. We're seeing Hansi Flick now capitalizing on the La Masia graduates now. That's what Barcelona is known for, and that's what they should be doing. Exactly. And we see that these are the talents that were being sat on by these big name players who are not performing to Barcelona the way they are supposed to. So literally going back to the basics is what is working for Hansi Flick, and that's kudos to him and the whole Barcelona fraternity, and the president, of course, because we know the president for Chest thumping, eh?
Yeah.
And it's a good thing they're doing here. Eh? Now, let us now jump ship to something else. Let us now talk briefly about Real Madrid now, because I know you've touched on it a little bit, but let us go to it now. After that, we'll be touching on Girona briefly before we jump now into the English Premier League, because I'm looking at the time. We literally we are at 15-12, 12. So let's go to Real Madrid. As much as you're saying that Real Madrid is not winning convincingly, but still they're still getting those wins. And there's something I also say about champions. Like a champion is someone who they can play a game badly but still manage to come out with the win. Doesn't matter the margin. A win is a win, making sure that at the end of the game, whether you play well or bad, come out with 3 points, the maximum points. That's what we see a champion. That's what a champion is made of, and that's what we are seeing from Real Madrid. It doesn't matter how they're coming out with the win. They can score penalties for both of their goals. They can come out with a very marginal win. What can you say about Real Madrid in relation to winning the La Liga?
I'll take that point. I'll use that point to say something. A champion is defined that way. But now, if you look at now the amount of games that, like how they are winning that way, as in the amount of games venye wanashinda, it's the same way. Like struggling, like that front line is struggling. I'll use nitatumia reference ya game yao yenye ime happen too recently versus Espanyol. They won 4-1. That's a good margin. Big margin, a big win. But now, if you look at the time they scored that first goal, actually they were behind. And they really struggled to find that goal. Despite the force they have, the front line, Bellingham, Valverde, they have a strong team. But now, if you look at that fluidity, it's as in the front line, ni kama tu it's just pace, running with the ball in front. Wakifika hapo kwa box, they just lose it cheaply. Hakuna that passing fluidity of the passes. It's just ikifikia kina Mbappe, ikipata Vinicius, ikipata Rodrigo, just sprinting in front. I think that's what inawafanya wasikuwe clinical. Kila mtu anataka kufunga pia. Bellingham wants to be everybody wants to be a star.
Exactly.
So unapata that's a setback. And ukiangalia pia that first goal, venye ilifungwa, ilikuwa 1-1 draw, and it came with a struggle. Ilikuja na struggle. And now it took that first goal ndio sasa waweze kucapitalize on those other goals. But I love Endrick. That's where nitaleta point ya Endrick. Yo boy the penalty. He's very good at drawing fouls in the penalty area. That's why unaona Real wanapata penalty nini. But I love how Endrick plays his game. Na ukiangalia venye tu alidraw hiyo foul ilianza nje ya box, but he knew itakuwa penalty, so alidrag like umsa alikuwa anamshika, but aliendelea tu kumdrag naye. Sasa alifika kwa pena ndo akaanguka. It's a bit controversial as well, but now he knows how to do that. Like defenders just foul him, and he's okay with that. Maybe a disadvantage maybe ni injury, anaweza pata injury through that, but Endrick is a good player na najua itafika point atakuwa anaanza games because your front line ijakuwa very clinical. So that's all I can say about Real Madrid.
Thanks so much. Let us touch on Girona now, because the one of the teams that was a shocker for last season. One of the teams that were bringing competition now to the top for the La Liga title, and it shocked everyone. What can you say them about this season? About them, depending on despite the fact that there's only a few games into the league, what can you say about Girona, their performances?
The performances have been a bit undermining. We had a bit of high hopes in terms of what, comparing to what they achieved last season. We were hoping coming into the season they would kind of keep up with this, but they lost this weekend to Valencia, and it's a bit shocking because look at the form. They've lost, I think, 2 in a row now. To wait, is it 1 or 2? 1. They lost to Atletico last week. So it's a bit undermining because we have a bit of hope. We thought they would kind of compete and be up there with the likes of Real Madrid, Barcelona, but they dropped a bit. So hopefully they can find their form, kind of moving on once they can go back to competing at the top.
Yeah, we'll see, because I feel like everybody's going back to the basics in as far as La Liga is concerned. The way you said, Barcelona is going back to La Masia. Real Madrid is maintaining signing the Galacticos. And Girona might be going back to their normal position. Literally just going back to the basics.
One season.
Wonder.
Yeah, wonder.
Yeah. Good. Now, let us now jump ship now to the
Premier League.
Particularly the biggest league in the world. Like, people say that. Don't know. Some people say it's La Liga, so let us stick to what people say. Majority winner.
Yeah.
Let's start with.
You don't know.
Let's start with Chelsea, because they're the noisy ones here right now. I think they're the noisiest. They are the noisiest lot in this week. Let's start with you. Let us start with them now, because at least they can get recharged up as early as now. Now, Chelsea coming back to their winning to a winning streak, winning convincingly in one of their best games, I think, this season. Their best performed games this season. That's the thing. Yeah. Did you watch that game first of all?
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it from the start to the finish, and Chelsea. The person mwenye alinishangaza kwa hiyo game ni Jackson. I think he proved everyone wrong. The goals venye alifungezo bao sana that first goal, drifting from the wing, and that's what we were asking some time back about Jackson. Is he a striker? Is he a winger? You know, but now it doesn't matter. But now ukiangalia venye alifungezo bao, he took it very convincingly. Ali challenge huyo defender mwenye alikuwa naye, ali take advantage of the fact that defender doesn't have pace. He couldn't keep with Jackson, and he really took that goal very well. The second goal as well, it's about the confidence. He's very confident right now, and unajua confidence ni kitu tumeongelelea hapa, like venye ina influence your game, and venye yeye alichukua hizo mabao, he's very confident right now, and also adding an assist to his name, assisting Cole Palmer back in the scoring sheets. Chelsea right now are in a good place. Of course, ukiangalia game, it was one-sided. West Ham have started this season poorly, despite their signings. You know, as in wameanza vibaya sana, and I think Chelsea just took advantage of that, because niliona like the first half they just let West Ham play their game and just let them come to them, but now wakaona weakness, and Chelsea capitalized on the mistakes and where the weakness was, and they won it convincingly. Yeah, despite the squad. Unajua pia Enzo Maresca akona a task, like he has to play everyone, as in he has to fit everyone. Like there's Nkunku, Joe Felix, everyone wants to challenge for the first 11. But I think for now it's not something to worry, because right now they're looking very good. Sana yo game ya West Ham, they won it very convincingly. Yeah.
And I've seen my director has done the Lord's work by putting the whole the results, the full results. Thank you so much. And if you can, before can you Rodney, I want you to say the full weekend results. But before and after that, please talk about Sancho.
Okay.
Yeah, the form in Sancho at Chelsea.
For the results on Saturday, we had Chelsea against West Ham, with Chelsea winning 3-0. Aston Villa winning 3-1 against Wolves. Fulham winning 3-1 against Newcastle. Leicester drawing against Everton. Liverpool winning 3-0 to Bournemouth. Southampton drawing 1-1 against Ipswich. Tottenham winning 3-1 against Brentford. And Crystal Palace drawing against Man United 0-0. And then yesterday we had Brighton drawing against Nottingham Forest 2-2, and Man City drawing 2-2 against Arsenal.
Yes, those are the full weekend results that I had failed earlier to mention, but thank you so much, Rodney, and the director. Thank you so much for being on alert. Now, let us talk about Sancho at Chelsea. This is a different Sancho we are seeing here, because from the one in Manchester United, not Dortmund, Manchester United, no. So, this is a player that we've seen performed well before coming to Manchester. He performed well at the Borussia Dortmund, coming to Manchester, not convinced, not convincingly, went back to Dortmund, again performed well, came back to Manchester, not convincing, went to Chelsea now. We are seeing the projection in him. What is Manchester the problem, or Sancho just, what is the problem with Sancho? What is the good thing about Sancho?
I don't think Manchester is the problem, per se, because we saw him playing at Manchester United, but he wasn't as good, as, you know, compared to when he was at Dortmund or maybe even now at Chelsea. You know, not to hate and not to throw any shade at him, but Anthony has more of an impact at Man United as compared to Sancho. He's done more for us than him. However, on another note, he's, you know, at Chelsea, he kind of fits the dynamic more as compared to the playing style at Man United. He offers them more and he fits in with them more as compared to when he was at Man United. And same case as when he was at Dortmund. The dynamic and the tactics that they employ at you know, the various clubs work better for him as compared to when he's at Man United. In terms of his assists, again, not to hate, but he's more of a passenger. He does the light work, and then the striker does more of the heavy lifting, and then he's awarded for, you know,
for the assist.
For the assist. But again, that's his job. At the end of the day, he assisted, and you know, we are kind of bittersweet happy for him, but at least his career is being revived at Chelsea.
And I think it's a good thing for Manchester, because I feel like Manchester wants to get rid of him. And maybe it's driving Chelsea towards finishing top 14, because that was the contract. If Chelsea finishes top 14, Chelsea signs him. If they don't finish top 14, he comes back to Manchester. So I think it's a prayer for Manchester United for Chelsea to finish above the position 14, which I hope they will. Now, we can also add this, or we can say that maybe Chelsea and Dortmund are his levels. Maybe the pressure at Manchester is too much. I'm just saying. True. It's evident, Or Manu, do you have a different...
No, I don't have anything to add there. I don't have anything to add.
And I've heard one of Manchester United fans saying that Chelsea should not be happy about Sancho, because maybe it is the honeymoon period. After the honeymoon, they will start regretting and they'll be calling him out. I hope it doesn't happen, because at the end of the day, I'm really praying for Chelsea to finish above 14, number 14. That's my prayer, though.
Okay.
So I'm not a hater. Literally, I'm not a hater. We can finish 13 anyway. That's the best you can do. Now, let us do this. The message is coming in. Thank you so much, Emmanuel Muita, for saying analysis Sikopoa. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. God bless you so much. Please keep the comments coming in. I'll be reading them as we go by, as we go on. I want to talk about Manchester United now.
Yeah.
The myth. I want to start with you, Rodney. Then go to Manu. I know Manu is laughing a lot, because I feel like he's so shady. He wants to say something bad, but anyway, let's start. What happened to Manchester United against Crystal Palace?
It happened. I'm not really sure. It was a perfect example of you did everything that you possibly could, but it simply did not work out. The tactics were good, the team was good, the chances were there, but it simply did not happen for us. And I don't think there's anyone that I can put at fault. Maybe Bruno a bit, but for the rest of the team, they did what they were supposed to do. The defense was fine, the midfield was good, the attack was good. You know, Zaxi had a very good game. He didn't score, but he could have very easily left with like 2 or 3 assists. Garnacho had his chances, but again, he could not score. Rashford came on, but again, nothing happened. But overall, it was a very good performance, a very dominant, if I can say that, a dominant performance compared to when we went there last season and we completely got demolished.
By 4 goals to nil.
And,
it's an improvement, actually.
Yeah, it's a very big improvement. As much as people are saying, you know, Ten Hag doesn't have a very clear playing style. If you compare the Man United of this season and last season, there's very big differences. You know, the improvement
on the positive side, though.
Yeah, and considering that not everyone is back on the team, we're still missing the likes of Luke Shaw, Lenioro, Hoyland just came back, and I saw a lot of, you know, some people kind of bantering him for his performance, but he only played for 14 minutes. He's back from an injury, so we could give him time to kind of find his form, and we'll see how, you know, the season plays on.
There's one thing I loved about that game, because like you said, Manchester was so dominant against Crystal Palace. And the fact that they were playing away, another factor. Another thing, I think for the first time in a period of 2 years, I've seen one of Manchester United's best games.
Yeah.
But there's one thing I can fault about that game. I watched that game, the full game, and I think the substitutes were unnecessary.
Yeah,
I think so. Because I feel like when a team is playing so well and they don't show a sign of tired legs, why change them when they are going for a goal? Because I feel like, especially one substitution that I was not supportive of, the one for Zagzi.
Exactly.
I think he was one of the best players at the front line there because he was helping in the build-up. And if you look at the statistics, when he was in the team, the forward plays and the chances created were more than when he went out.
Yeah.
You know, it showed that he was doing something amazing at the front line. Because I feel like taking him out, bringing in Rashford, of course, a different profile of a player, but putting him there, Rashford won't help in the build-up.
Yeah.
Because when you put Rashford as a target man, he'll be trying to outrun the defenders, which is a different now change of style of everything. I don't understand why he would change that. I think the only person maybe who would have maybe done away with maybe somebody like Ahmad, maybe because he was not getting the chances that he's used to.
Bruno had a bit of a
sluggish
poor performance.
Exactly.
I remember seeing a pattern of play where he lost the ball 3 times consecutively. He would pass the ball and then lose it, and then win the ball back. He receives the ball and then lose it. It was a bit of a poor performance, sorry to say so. But,
from him now.
You know, he was one of the players I thought would be subbed off, but it didn't happen. The subs were a bit questionable.
Exactly.
Because the creativity kind of went down after the subs happened.
Yeah, exactly.
But some people are kind of questioning, you know, the signing of Zagzi. But if you watch Man United's performance, you can see how instrumental he is in terms of our attack.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's not the player who will give you 10, 20 goals per season, you know, the likes of Haaland, but whatever he brings to your front line is something that cannot be offered by most of the players that we have in our squad.
Exactly, and there's one thing I hear people say, and I support it. Like you've said, you don't expect 20 goals from Zagzi, but you expect a lot of contributions from him in as far as goals are concerned. And I think the coach should find a way whereby Zagzi and Haaland should play in one game. He should just look for a way. I was so much pleased with the performances of Dalot and of course Mazraoui. And now for the first time I saw some glimpses of the minor that we need to see. I saw him dominate. And then, you know, when I saw the lineup before the game, I was very much doubtful about the midfield because the midfield of Minor and Eriksen was like no, this is not going to. Because I feel like Eriksen is not a player that you want them to press. You don't expect Eriksen to press. He's good with the ball, but not without. But I was shocked. It was an amazing game, and the fact that if you had the ball, you will see like Mazraoui and Dalot will come in to help the midfield and the defense. It will become a 5 in the mid. Amazing approach, and it worked for the first in the first half and some minutes in the second half. So I think the problem was just the substitutions and the lack of luck, because Henderson happened. Saved quite a number of chances, and now and of course we are wasteful. Some of not our Manchester United are wasteful.
You just can't score. You just can't score against your former player. So it happens. Dean Henderson, okay, that's banter aside, but now Dean Henderson was very. It's like man of the match performance, because that first half you guys were pushing and pushing. Garnacho hit the post. Fernandez rebound hit the post. Dean Henderson was very, like, he was quality at that.
Exactly.
On the other side, Onana, that save that he made, double save. People are even bantering at that's better than Raya. What are you saying?
Of course, it's the truth. It is true.
It's not true.
It was a reaction in a split of a second. A reaction. The reaction was top notch.
Even Raya reacted.
That was a penalty, though.
No, the rebounds, reflexes. Okay, but that we'll talk about it another time. But that game, okay, it ended in a 0-0. Man United, I think you deserved to win because of the chances you had and the play. You guys played well. That first half, to be precise. In the second half, I think mmesema that substitutions kuna zenye zilikuwa necessary. It somehow brought Palace back in the game, and Palace were relentless again. That dying minutes of the game, Palace were somehow going to walk away with the win, despite you guys being better. But all in all, you guys were better. Manchester United played, and it's true that you're saying that at least in ile game yenye muona a different Manchester United positively, that they are progressing with the ball, taking their chances, zile chances zenye ziko very clear cut, and ni zile tu performance zenye unaweza sema hii ni performance ya muna progress vizuri. So I think sasa ndo mnaanza sasa kucheza vizuri. Ugarte ameingia, so we'll see what will sasa imebaki ni hiyo consistency. Will we see that consistency with Manchester United when they face a bigger side? That's what we are waiting for.
What do you mean a bigger side? I think it's probably a decent team. But
no,
anyway,
a big 6 team. Okay, let me put it that way. A big 6 team.
Let us that is true. That is true. That is true. And thank you so much, Nairobi Super Cup. You're saying following the show. Thank you so much for being part of us, and we love your contribution. Continue bringing in. I think this one of the messages that is escaping my feed. I don't know if you can get it because I think I'm one less off. This one I have not read. I think it's not coming in my feed. But I think maybe somebody else will get that and will read it out aloud to you. Now, let's now jump ship to the team, to the game of the weekend. I know somebody cautioned me and warned me that when it comes to the time of Arsenal, talking about Arsenal, I should be very careful.
Why?
The same Jack, he's been warning me the whole of the weekend. So Jack, please, this is the biggest game, and he was insisting that say that we drew against a team that had 11 players against 10. And that team is Man City that won the league. He said I should say that specifically. So
they had 12
I've done justice to that.
Some said they had 12 players.
Which is true.
Not true.
It's true.
Arsenal loves complaining a lot. That's what I can say.
It's not complaining. Okay, if it's complaining, you complain the things that make sense. No, tunataka hii league kuwe fair to all 20 teams. Si ati game moja hii challenge imefanywa, it's not a foul. Then another game, a challenge has been made. It's a red card. Okay, he rule like kicking the ball away, because I heard, okay, when we are getting into that game, I heard that Trossard was given a red card for kicking the ball away.
Yeah,
he was on a yellow card.
Exactly.
Yeah, so this rule, kicking the ball away, if somebody is kicking the ball, as in denying a free kick to be taken quickly, that's okay. That's a yellow card. If it's deemed to be a yellow card, then mse yoyote mwenye anachapa ball away after foul anafaa kupewa yellow card. We are not seeing that in this league venye imeanza. Then Doku should have been given a yellow card. No. Like, it's small things like that. Me, I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve that red card. He deserves it because, okay, that was even a strong challenge. Even aside from kicking the ball away, that challenge was very strong. It's a yellow card challenge, if you say that. But now, it's that consistency. Hakuna hiyo consistency, like another person does it and he gets away with it. So I'm talking about consistency with officiating. But
I think it's not a new thing to the English refereeing, because such complaints have been there since like time immemorial, and like you've said, it's true. But one thing I know and one thing I've realized that mkuki ni uchungu kwa nguruwe. Kwa madam lakini ni mtamu kwa nguruwe. When it hurts you, you feel pain, but when it does to the other person, it doesn't make sense. I think it's high time that let us speak the truth when the truth is there. So the truth is that selective application of officiating is not right. That is the truth. And I think everybody should just come together and make sure they call upon those referees to do their due diligence when it comes to officiating and making decisions. Now, 2-2 against 2-2 for that big game. What do you make of that game, Rodney?
It was.
Man, I'm coming back to you because I feel like you've not exhausted.
I have a lot.
Exactly.
I have a lot.
That's why I wanted this to be the last story, because we are heading to the exactly. So I think Talk this one in wide now. Exhaust everything you're talking about this game. Let's go to Romania.
It was a very competitive performance, first of all. I remember going into the game, a lot of people were saying it's one of those snooze fests. You know, one of those boring games. You just park the bus, sit there, pass the ball around for 90 minutes and then...
Just a little bit, please. Somebody said that Arsenal played haram football. I just wanted to say that. I just feel like saying that. Haram football.
It was true to some degree. However, first of all, I want to commend them for their defensive display. That was very good. You know, for you to defend for like 45 minutes consecutively, sit there and not concede a goal against 11 men, it's a very commendable job. However, on the other hand, it's a bit controversial because if you're going to play against Man City, you look at the likes of, let's say, Liverpool. They go to the games and they're like, we actually want to win this. So we're going to go 2-2 against Man City, not sit there and defend and then wait for maybe a corner or that one random goal that will come in and then try to get either a point or try to get that one goal. So it was a bit, you know, ish, haram ball, as you can say it, but at the end of the day, that was their tactic. It would have worked if it were not for the last minute goal. It would have worked for them and they would have actually got the 3 points. So, you know, huge congratulations, kind of, to Man City for scoring that last minute goal.
Against haram football.
Yeah. You know, at the end of the day, they deserved that goal. As much as, you know, it was painful to Arsenal, they deserved that goal. Because if they actually decided to play and stand up to that game, they would have, you know, lost the game by maybe more goals. So, you know, a good performance from both teams. And at least they are a bit, you know, you can judge from the game who is actually going to compete for the title.
Manu, please exhaust.
Okay.
And please also add upon the discipline from the Arsenal team because 2 reds in a span of 3 games.
It's somewhat shocking about that. Now, if you look at this game, starting ukiangalia tu game overview yake tu. It was a game of 2 different halves. Starting with the first half, I'll tend to disagree with people who said that we were just going to park the bus. If we were parking the bus, how were we able to win? Okay, how were we able to go in front at halftime? No. We took the game to them. Ateta had a plan. We didn't, okay, atuku sit back venye tuli sit back ya last season. Last season ndo naweza sema yes, we sat back and we parked the bus. But ukiangalia this one was somehow different. We always know that Manchester City will have the possession. You can't overrule, you can't overwrite that. You can't always overwrite here. But ukiangalia hii first half, it was man on man to man, as in kila mtu ameshika mwingine. And now the first goal, your boy Haaland, Savinho with the assist. I think Savinho alipata a lot of space and ikapea Haaland your chance. But I loved how we reacted to that. That goal ya Calafiori. It's what watasema, it's controversial that Kyle Walker didn't get back to his position, but now
it was a goal at the end of the day.
It is a goal at the end of the day. Quality goal, Calafiori, first goal for Arsenal on your full Premier League debut. That's a moment for him. Gabriel, back-to-back goals from the corner. I think Man City don't, as in the first kuna kona ya kwanza yenye Doku was marking Gabriel. Gabriel almost scored. And now in the second corner walipe nani huyu Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker, and he did nothing, as in he was just Gabriel just alimwacha, and that's how the second goal came. Now we are coming on to that red card, and ukiangalia Trossard, I think Trossard should have known that he's on a yellow card. So it's something that you didn't have to do, but it happened. Akapeana hiyo red card, and it's for the second time now in the season. Nata tujafika 10 games. Now discipline. I think that's something to do with discipline. You have to know that you're on a. It's something you have to know. You're a professional footballer. You have to know I am on a yellow card. Now there are some challenges hata hiyo challenge ya Trossard alifanya, it was very heavy. It was almost a yellow card thing, unaona. So coming into the second half, it was a different, we will call it haram football. I have no problem.
Stress on that haram football.
But now, if it could have been Manchester United, if it could have been another team, Liverpool were in the same predicament last few seasons ago. Tottenham were in that situation. But now Sisi Arteta had a plan. It's haram football, ain't a shida. As long as we don't lose that game. We were protecting our win. And I think that was showing you the best, Man City have the best attacking versus the best defensive team. So it was somehow testing us, our defensive capabilities. And I loved how that shape, when Arteta aliweza kukuja na hiyo shape, hiyo defense, Saliba, as in that whole team ilijitolea sana, defending for almost 50 minutes, as in you are not attacking. That's why Saka was brought off and nani akaingizwa Ben White. So it happened that they scored in the last minute, very avoidable goal. Now walipe Grealish a lot of space. They took that corner very quickly. Walidhani itakuwa long, but Grealish akaitake quickly, and I think they gave him a lot of space kuingia ndani ya box, and a lot of traffic, and that's how the goal happened. But I can't complain a lot. I'm very proud of that team. As in, to defend that way for 45 plus minutes, it's a mental thing, it's a physical thing, and I take the draw for me. Despite tulikuwa mbele, I take the draw. We were 10 men. That's another thing people have to remember. We were 10 men. I just take that draw, but that's how shows how mali tumetoka. Man City celebrating a draw. That shows you what kind of a team Arsenal is, and I'll leave it there.
As much as I would want to object that, but that's the truth. You know, Arsenal has shown some drastic improvements in the recent times, and that's amazing because this is a team that we used to banter like on an everyday basis. And I feel like
let me go back. Sorry for cutting you short. Kuna time a few seasons back tukicheza Man City, tulipata ile red card ya Shaka. Nakumbuka hiyo game ilishaje 5-0. That was a different time. Looking right now, like tumeenda 10 men at half time, tunajua this is a big 45 minutes to come, and they were able to pull off. We didn't lose. We drew despite we were in front. Karibu tu hepe nayo. Hiyo sasa ndio iko haram kabisa. But now very proud of Arsenal. Hii team imetoka far. And I think tuko hapo juu, we are the contender. Like say Man City wanatona kama rival, so direct see Liverpool.
That's a very proud fan out there that in Manu. They are very proud of the team because they put a good fight. You know, at the end of the day, whatever happens, make sure you win. Make sure you come out to the point from whatever happens, and just being one man less and drawing against Manchester City is not every day. Etihad, exactly. It's not every day you see a team do that to Man City. So kudos to Arsenal. As much as I hate to say this, but
and we're the first team that Man City haven't won.
Manu enough.
It's just stating out those facts. Man City, like sisi ndo tumezima hiyo moto ya Haaland ataka amefunga. Sijui ati amefunga 100 goals in 105 appearances. Tumezima hiyo nini, like sisi ndo the talk of that game.
But you made him get 200 goals now. Listen, there's a text here coming in from Teddy Sami Stap. I know he was supposed to be on the panel today, but I believe he's all right because of unavoidable circumstances. Now Teddy says, Manu saying Arsenal has the best defense makes me laugh. Ribs out, sir. You bottled your 2024-2025 title, it's done. Now go for FA Cup, your usual zone. And he continues saying, wait first. He continues saying, alafu kuna team iliweka basi jana alafu boom. Bure kabisa, it's only Chelsea in London that can hold a defense. Manu haja heal walai. Must just add Chelsea to this one. It's a national affair in Manchester City.
Naongevyo because Chelsea won. Njenge kwa loss, he couldn't be talking that way. And then talking about defense, Chelsea anafaa kuniambia kitu ya defense kweli. As in, we are just being clear here. They lost Thiago Silva. starting sasa hii season mpya wametry different pairings kina Disasi, mara Colwill, mara Fofana, and it's not convincing. Here West Ham ndo walieka Tosin, as in hakuna ile center back pairing ile yenye wanajua. Hata ukiuliza Teddy Salmist sahi hajui hiyo next game ni defender mgani ataanza, unaona. So that's how it is. Sisi mimi ninasema hivi because sisi tusha identify our back four and hata kama mtu mmoja akiumia there is somebody else that will step up. So that's why I'm saying we have the best defense. And ukiangalia performance ya jana hata ufai kuleta other talks at what. Ukiangalia tu game ya Man City you just know.
Yeah. For Chelsea it's understandable because there are 45 people in the team. But now listen, at the end of the day whatever happened, we are happy about everything. But now, briefly, like very fast, because of the time is not like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I need to mention your team of the week individually.
Okay.
I want to be doing that because of time. Now, let us start from Rodney. Please, very fast. What do you think is the team of the week? Your pick of the team for the week. As they mentioned, please. Those who are watching us and listening to us, you can remove whichever you feel like is not right to be in the team of the week, either from Manu or Rodney. You can remove and put yours there on the comment section. We'll be happy to read them. And then Teddy goes on to say, we have double clean sheets. Where kuna nini Manu? This one between Teddy and Manu. I'm not going to be part of it. Rodney, let us go.
I could do a studio next week.
Please come to the studio next week, Teddy. Hey, Rodney, please, your team of the week.
My team of the week, goalkeeper, obviously Henderson from Crystal Palace.
I concur.
Yeah, right back, Trent. Right centre back, Tosin from Chelsea. Left, Gabriel from Arsenal. Left back, Calafiori, obviously. Midfield, I have Gravenberch from
Liverpool.
Caicedo and Smith Rowe. For my attack, I have Johnson from Tottenham, Jackson, Chelsea, and Diaz, Liverpool.
I feel so pained when I hear Jackson at the front line, but of course he performed so well. Yeah.
He's also in my team. So, okay, my Premier League team of the week. People will say I'm biased, but keeper, I've gone with Raya.
We don't care.
people will bring those talks, Mara Onana.
But he did well though.
But he did well. Okay, I'm picking him because of the situation that he was in, and the saves he made. 9 saves. Okay, and the right back, me I've gone with a different person, Ezri Konza of Aston Villa. He scored for Aston Villa in their game. Left centre back, Gabriel Magalhaes. Right centre back, I've gone with Van Dijk. And then left back, Calafiori. Okay, in the midfield, I've chosen Caicedo and Jack Hinshelwood for Brighton. He scored, and I think he played well in that game, so I have picked him. Number 10, I've picked Smith Rowe. And then in the right wing, for me, I've gone with Savinho. I think he was very well at that game. And in the left wing, I've gone with Luis Diaz of Liverpool. And the striking option, I've gone with Nicholas Jackson. And another thing to add, manager of the team, Anslot.
My third of manager?
I concur.
Anslot. The only thing I concur with your squad is Henderson. I think Henderson was the outstanding goalkeeper.
It's debatable. It's debatable. Yeah.
Not debatable. It is Henderson. Now, thank you so much, everybody. Now I'm going to give you a minute each, just to clear out to finalize everything. A minute to be specific. I'll be cutting you short if you go beyond. Rodney.
Thank you guys for watching. You know, as always, this is the Scoreboard. We are very happy and glad to analyze every sporting event that occurs over the weekend and even during the week. See you again here next week, same time, same place. Have a blessed week, and thank you so much.
Manu?
Me too. I want to thank all the people that have tuned in, and just to tell them that right now Arsenal is the biggest rival for Manchester City in this Premier League title race, because there are a lot of factors, and time will not allow, but that's all I can say. Rodri said that we played for a draw last season. What about them yesterday? See, wali celebrating kama wameshinda. Okay, it's understandable because we were the ones who frustrated them. But okay, I'll leave you with that to think about it. But anyways, thank you so much for those that have sent their comments, especially for the one that has called on the show. A big thank you for you for following the show, giving your opinions, and to anyone else that has shared their opinions, Steady Psalmist, we thank you very much, and I'm hoping to have you here next week so that we can discuss those matters, that debate. So have a blessed week and God bless you.
Manu today has decided to be ungovernable in this show. But anyway, thank God it is over. Teddy, but I'm not going to be involved in this cat fight between you and Manu, but now he has touched on something that is very personal to me. Listen, Manu playing this weekend against Tottenham next week, we come on with our brothers Kwasho. But you'll be disappointed, shame on you, Teddy. Thank you to everyone who has watched us from the beginning to the end. Thank you so much, Teddy. Thank you so much, Frank. Thank you so much, who? I'm going to mention everyone. Nairobi Super Cup, thank you so much for being part of the show. Emmanuel Muita, thank you so much. We have Frederick Gichimu, thank you so much for your contributions to the show. And everybody who is watching on the television at home, those also are watching on Facebook, on YouTube, we thank you so much for your contributions and everything. Just taking your time and watching us, we thank you and we bless God for you. Now, let's meet here again tomorrow. Teddy, you are too much, Bana. I'm reading the last one.
You should just come to the studio next week. It's needed to just. We were expecting you today.
I think it's going to be. Let us finish up now. Thank you so much. Let us meet tomorrow here at the same place. Sorry, not tomorrow. Next Monday, same place, same time. Thank you so much for. I want to big up my show. I want to big up Jack. You know you're watching. I want to big up Ian. I want to big up King Ori and the mom. I want to big up who else? That one might kill me if I don't mention them. I want to big up who else? Literally everybody is watching.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Say hi to me when we meet kwa barabara unsalimia sema niko na kwa TV by the way on Scoreboard. Thank you so much for everyone who watches us. And my uncle Juma, thank you so much. I love you so much. Thank you for all the supporting the show. And Eric, his son, my cousin. Thank you so much. Let us meet next time. Bye bye. Toa. We are done.